Welcome to another episode of Creating Legacy Through Community Service. Your story is your glory. Thank you so much for the pleasure of your time today. Whether you're sitting on your bed or your couch watching this on TV, you're out and about watching it on your phone or on your tablet. Thank you so much for sticking with us. A couple things I wanted to check in with you though. Are you subscribed to the channel? Are you sharing our stories? Are you liking our videos? And are you leaving comments to tell us how we can be better at this? Or are you happy with the work that we are doing? So today we are going to meet Sabrina. She's going to tell us about her connection to the Caribbean, how she got here to Metro Detroit, and what life is for her. So we're hoping that you stick and stay to the end of the story when I will circle back just to close out and see how you are doing.
Every day I wake up with choices in my hand. I shape the way I move. I choose where I will stand. I don't wait for others to guide what I should do. I lead myself with purpose, with discipline and truth. I lead myself well, my actions show my heart. I lead myself well, responsibility is art. I lead myself well, I lead myself well, my habits keep me shining.
All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are watching our story. Thank you so much for joining us again. My name is Sophia Chu, and I am your host today for the Creating Legacy Through Community Service. Your Story is Your Glory podcast. Today we have the pleasure of meeting this beautiful lady. I'm going to have her do her own introduction, but there's a couple things I want you to make sure that you do while you're watching our video. I want to make sure you subscribe to the channel, that you share all our stories, that you like our videos, and then you also leave some comments to let us know how you think that we're doing, if you have some folks that you think that we should be interviewing, so on and so forth. But now I'm going to turn it over to this beautiful lady. Thank you so much for your time today. And I know we're going to have fun, so you don't have to stress too much about what we do and what we're talking about, right? You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So first, I want you to tell our audience your full name. Like I would say your full government name. Mm-hmm. And then as a Caribbean person, do you have any nicknames, any pet names, any names that your family and your friends call you? So we'll start there.
Absolutely. Again, let me start off by saying thank you for inviting me to the show. My name is Sabrina Cesaire, and my community name that was bestowed upon me is Queen Sabrina.
Very nice. What's your connection to the Caribbean? I think I kind of know, but I want you to tell our audience. I know you are of Caribbean heritage. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about where you're from, if you're directly from there, mm-hmm. or if you are just by heritage. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, ma'am. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, to two immigrant parents mm-hmm. from Haiti. So I still consider myself 100% Haitian. Mm-hmm. It's in the blood. Traveled there numerous times to do community-related work. Okay. So, yes, first off, I could say I'm a Haitian woman.
You're a Haitian woman, which is very good. You said you're born in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. What was it like growing up? What age were you when you left Brooklyn?
When I left Brooklyn, that would have been 20 years ago. So I was 27.
27. What was life like for the first 27 years of your life in Brooklyn?
Yeah. Being raised under a strict Haitian parent, my mom has transitioned since. And I'm like, oh man, when I talk about her, I'm like, oh, I hope I don't get emotional because... That's okay. She raised 6 children. Mm-hmm. My father was present for majority of our lives, most of our lives, I would say. But, she raised 2 children, migrated from Haiti, came to the States, mm-hmm. always had us in a house, put 6 children through private school, worked 2-3 jobs. Church is very important. Mm-hmm. Religion and faith is very important in the Caribbean culture. And, just raised us with really strict morals and values.
Okay. You say you've been back to Haiti. So I want you to see if you can go back in your mind and tell me about the first time you went to Haiti and what it felt like touching that ground after hearing so much about it as a child and being raised as Haitian in an American household. What was it like going to Haiti for the first time?
So my first time going to Haiti was actually a gift to myself. I had just graduated college. No, I graduated my master's program in social work, and I had never been on a plane. And that whole year, I was prepping for this trip. It was really a missionary and a connection trip.
Okay.
Because I have never been there, you know, I didn't know where my mother was raised. I didn't know how she was raised. And I needed to have a better understanding of the type of person she was and how she raised us, not herself not having a mother, because her mother transitioned pretty much during birth. So she was raised by her father, and then hence that kind of explained why she was so overly strict with us. So as a graduation gift to myself, I bought a ticket, and of course there was a lot of opposition even back then, when it wasn't as, you know, dangerous and a little challenging to go there.
You went by yourself?
I went by myself, but there was another friend that was traveling with her father, but we were still going to separate destinations.
Okay.
So I went to Haiti. I got there, and my grandfather, who has since transitioned as well, but he welcomed me. You know, that trip was a trip of a lifetime. It was very important that I go because he took me through all the crevices of where my mother was raised. You know, she always hated lemons, for instance, and I didn't know why. Well, come to find out, my grandparents had a farm in Haiti, and her job was to make lemonade.
So she was over-lemoned.
Yes, over-lemoned. So just being able to go to the Capitol, go visit the school that she attended, walk through the neighborhood, and they call me Little Fifi because that was my mom's name. Automatically, how they knew, but they knew that I was her daughter. To sleep, the house that my grandfather built with his two hands, you know, to be able to sleep in that room, that it was kind of cold, dark, concrete floors. Visit the church that she grew up in. Like, my goal was to walk in her footsteps. That's why that trip was so important, and I got to do that. And of course, all the historic places in Haiti. And the most.
How long were you there for?
I was there for 2 weeks.
Do you think that was long enough?
Absolutely not. But it was a good amount of time to get a good feel, especially for the first time, you know, and then trying to not get sick and just get my body acclimated to the water, the food, the different.
Tell me about the food.
Oh, God.
Y'all say y'all have the best food. I agree with some of the food because, you know, I'm Jamaican, so I still have a passion for some of my stuff. But when you talk about the plethora of Haitian food, right? If you were supposed to decide on one meal that you're going to have for that day, it has to be all Haitian. Tell me what you would put in it. What would be that meal?
That meal would hands down be legume, because you know, with the legumes you get a little bit of everything: spinach, carrots, all type of vegetables mixed in, made in a nice beef broth and with the beef meat. So you get your vegetables, you get the beef, and then hands down, we're known for our traditional rice and beans, or du adjonjon, the dirty rice, what we call black rice. That would be the number one go-to meal. And of course, you got to top it off with some plantains and pickles. You cannot forget your pickles. Now, I haven't mastered it, but I'm getting there. Well, the problem is I can't find Scotch bonnet.
Yeah, not real Scotch bonnet.
Not
you can
here.
find it, but every now and again you luck out. You have to go to the African stores.
Okay.
And then
it's still not as hot. But
yeah. No, I think it's maybe the dirt it's grown in or something like that. The flavor is different. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But in New York, you could get that stuff.
Of course.
So tell me about why, how you moved from New York. Did you move from New York here?
I did.
Okay, tell me about that.
So I moved over to New York because my children's father was already living in Michigan, and so we had decided collectively that it would be a cost-effective or feasible. He is from Michigan.
So every time I come on here and tell y'all these stories, how these people got to Michigan, whether it's male or female, it's always some relationship involved. So take it from there, Mayo.
Yeah, so he was living here, and I was like, well, I had been in New York all my life. I'm open to a change. And so we migrated here. Well, he was already here, so I came here. And a little challenging in the beginning because I'm like, whoa, where's the big lights? Where's the activity? Where's the hype? And
what city did you move to?
I moved straight to Detroit.
To Detroit, okay.
Yeah, so in my head, I was
East side,
still in
west
New York.
side?
I actually moved on the east side first.
East side, okay.
Yeah. And that was a little different because, not being from here, I didn't know east side, west side, and what's a little tougher and what's, the different challenges that come with the community.
From what you heard, we've always heard such bad things about Detroit, right? Detroit is rough, Detroit is this, Detroit is poor. Were they any of the things that you heard believable, or did you see Detroit a different way from how it was explained to us before we got here?
I would say because of the challenges I had when I first got here, just kind of like with theft in the neighborhood I lived in, or break-ins and stuff, and thank God everyone was safe. There was some concerns as to, okay, where do I raise my children? Where do I live where I can feel safe? Where do I go where I'm not going to have to be watching my back or worrying? Because, I'm a type of person that I don't live or walk in fear. I'm like, I can't live like that because we know what will happen. Fear will follow you and then you'll have problems.
Absolutely.
And so we ended up settling on the west side, and that in turn had become life, and it was a good life.
So what did you think of the slowness now that you didn't have bright lights, 24-hour, everything, just whole lot of Caribbean restaurants, things to do, people to meet, folks you grow up with? How did you maneuver that kind of a challenge?
It actually was a huge challenge. It actually took about 8 years to adjust, and it was also a costly adjustment because I found myself missing home so much that every time you look up, I was on a plane going to get some Brooklyn fever. And I said, this can't continue because it's too costly. And so after some time, I said, what can I do to make this home? So I started to venture out. And the other problem is I didn't know nobody. I had no family here, and I wasn't, I guess, taking a strong approach in terms of connecting with people. So once I did that and started connecting with different organizations, Haitian Network Group, they were one of the solid groups that brought me connected to my Haitian culture. Because being able to speak the language and just be at home with, family, that's imperative, that's important.
What part of your journey was that? Was it within that first 8 years or after the 8 years?
It would have been when I my daughter is 27 now, so they have been around for quite some time, because I remember them planning me this huge birthday shower. And so we're talking about 2 decades over that.
Yeah, they've been around for a minute.
Yes,
I was just wondering when you actually got connected with them. Was it within the challenging 8 years for you, or after that 8 years when you started venturing out?
Within the 8 years.
Within the 8 years.
Within the 8 years. Within the 8 years.
So let's talk about, now you're in Michigan. You've kind of found your footing. You've met some Caribbean people. How did you find the Haitian Network Group, or how did they find you?
I was in a store, and anytime you're somewhere and you see family or someone that you can identify as, they're Haitian. I'm the type of person I'd be like, hey, sac passe. And they're like, hey, na poule.
There you go.
Right. I was like, I'm just going to make the first move. And so connected with that person. They were like, hey, we have an organization. This is what we do. And
who was it? Do you remember who it was?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I don't recall.
Yeah. Because it's so interesting. When I think of the Haitian Network Group, right?
And it could have been Reynolds, now that I think about it. It could have been Reynolds. Reynolds.
They're one of the organizations that I think is doing a good job transitioning its young people in and learning from their elders, so they stay current as to what's going on in their community, right? So that's one of the things that I love about that organization. When I think of the elders like Miss Marie, and I think of how Shirley has actually stepped up in her mom's role. And then you have Maggie just kind of holds everybody together. And then I see Elaine and the other ones that are stepping up now. I really like that about that organization when you talk about creating legacy for folks that are coming behind them. So you've been here 20-something years. and you've kind of got yourself grounded, your footing grounded. Tell me about how you got into the horse thing.
So the horse thing has been a passion and love pretty much all my life. However, fast forward as an adult, I would say the last 10 years I've taken it really serious. And it started with simply getting my first horse. And I said, I want to do something impactful with this animal. I'm enjoying him, and he was actually...
So hold up. So wait a minute. So you were raised in New York, in Brooklyn, concrete. That passion for this horse, was it the Clydesdale? I went to New York the other day and saw them in Times Square. What was it that got you interested in horses?
Yep. So back in New York, the Central Park had stables, and I would visit and just sit there and just admire them from afar. That was the most contact I had.
Closest, huh?
Yes, because I am definitely hands down first generation cowgirl. And so when I found that to be an interest, I started volunteering. I volunteered at different farms for 5 years. Because, it wasn't an impulsive move, just like, oh, yeah, I like this horse, let me get it. I wanted to find out everything that it involves, the cost, the care, learning about them, the anatomy, where to keep it, what am I going to do with it? Is it just for me? Is it just for the family? Is it just for fun? And I truly believe that God had a different plan for myself, my life, and these horses. And so that one horse was really emaciated.
What's his or her name?
His name, the very first horse I had, was Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
Prince Charles.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was able to bring him back to life through diet and just care and love and all that good stuff. So he worked... his job was to come out and serve the community. So he would have done our very first camp. And he, in turn, worked with the community, the kids, and teaching introduction to horsemanship, and feeling comfortable with being around a large animal. Because as we know, our children lack that opportunity to have that hands-on exposure.
So back up a little bit. You're a social worker by trade.
I am.
Okay. And you mentioned a camp, right? So I want you now to kind of connect the dots for me, how social working and the concept of, I think it's using the horse as therapy, right? Explain to me how you connect those two from your social work, whether it's with children or families or whatever, how that got you to the concept of using horse in therapy.
Yes, what a great question. So the horse serves as a partner in the therapeutic sessions. We recently wrapped up a camp. It's called the Girls Summer Horse Camp. And this evolved because of, again, the lack of exposure, the opportunity to have the hands-on experience with the horses. And interestingly, I have draft horses. So that means each horse is 2,000 pounds. You had the opportunity to see her at the Caribbean Festival. And so we've noticed that, people are fearful. They have anxieties, they have trauma, they have depression, and they have some mental health challenges, including trauma. And so the horses, their heart is 4 times larger than a human heart. But it's amazing to see once you get in your encounter and you're in the presence of this horse, whatever you're feeling dissipates. That is a serious and important bond connection, and it helps children to most importantly focus and pay attention, because you don't want to play with a 2,000-pound animal. It's not fun getting stepped on by a 2,000-pound animal. And when I found that this is breakthrough work, is I not only work with the Summer Girls Camp, I also work with neurodivergent children. Okay, special needs children. And we just wrapped up a 6-week camp. And they were able to, even because I had about 10 nonverbal kids. And even though they weren't able to verbally communicate with their needs and wants and with the horse, they were able to connect with the horse, touch the horse, walk the horse, groom the horse. Now you're talking about a child with a whole set of mental health challenges and fears and anxieties, but watching them connect with that horse, from the small horse, the pony, to the large horse, we knew that we were doing breakthrough work. We knew that we were overcoming fears. We knew that we were accomplishing goals. And at the end of the 6 weeks, we did that successfully. I had girls on the horse, handling the horse, riding the horse, walking the horse, even we have a pony and a cart, so they learn how to drive. And it helps them even drive their future because you have to take control of the reins. My son teaches that class, but it was the most remarkable thing to just watch the girls take control of those reins and just drive on their own.
Right.
Yes.
Even think, because I think that's probably instinctual too, right? Especially after you've taught them what left, how turn left, how turn right, those kinds of things. Is your camp in Detroit?
It is in Detroit, so I am mobile, so that means that I bring the service to them. So we were set at Ann Lynn. We met at 20151 Danbury in Highland Park at her farm. And so this is We Three Queens, to which I had the opportunity to part with.
We
Three Queens, yes, under the direction of Miss Ann at her farm and gardens. And so this is like year 2 that we've been able to do this camp. So we just wrapped up the camp, so I won't see you again until next year. But I strongly encourage you.
Yeah, send me some information. We're going to circle back at the end for you to tell folks how they can reach out to you and how to find out more about this camp, how they can support you, how they can get their families engaged in it. But let's talk a little bit more about you as an individual here, as a Caribbean woman here in Metro Detroit. What is life like for you?
Yes, so life is evolving and life is ever changing. And again, as one of the only Haitian women in this industry and just overall being a black woman, you know, it's had its set of challenges, especially with the caliber of horses that I have. You know, when you present yourself, you're not deemed as the owner. It's like, well, who are you? I'm like, I own these animals. And, you know, so presentation, showing up, being present, all of those things are very important, not just for myself, but for the community. I can't tell you how many times, like, I show up, you know, with the horse, for instance, and children are like, oh, I didn't know black girls can be cowgirls, or I didn't know black people own horses. I didn't know horses can come in the city. I didn't know. And so it's a learning opportunity, it's an educational opportunity. And so when I am in the presence of people, I'm always flashing my flag because I'm not just a black woman, I'm a Haitian woman, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm an auntie. I wear a multitude of hats.
Right.
And you know, I'm just so thankful that God is able to sustain me because this is not lightweight work. I never thought I'd be working this hard at my age.
Here's the funny thing though, sometimes we think we choose life, but what happens is life chooses us, right? So as a Haitian woman, a black woman, an American black woman nonetheless, living in a black city, the city of Detroit, is there a difference, you think, in when you present yourself as a black woman versus when you present yourself as a Haitian woman? Because there's always, and I'm a Caribbean woman myself, so there's always this code switching that we think that we have to do to be accepted by others. How is that for you?
Yeah, I realize.
Like me, I walk into the room. I'm Sophia. I don't care with you if you think I'm Caribbean, black, Chinese, whatever it is. I'm coming in as who I am. So to me, the room has to shift versus me shifting. How do you do that?
Yeah, so that did take some time and work because, you know, I struggled with anxiety. I struggled with depression. You couldn't pay me to even come here and speak and talk to you. You know,
but you reached out to me, which I thought was very good of you. She actually reached out to me and she was like, look here, I see you're doing these interviews. Can we get together? So kudos to you for doing that.
Yes, thank you. Because I said, you know, it's up to us to tell our story. And I was like, no one can really tell it for me. And if I don't speak, you won't know. Right. So I said, you know, let me show up and just do this interview. And so when I enter a room, I believe I enter the room with my ancestors. I believe there's a legion of angels that are surrounding me because I was the type of person that walk with my head down and not even look up, especially in the Caribbean culture. Remember, we're not taught to really look you in the eye, you know, seen but not heard and type things. So when I show up, I always acknowledge my Haitian heritage. You know, I let people know I'm Queen Sabrina. That's the first thing I say because, you know, titles are important of how we identify ourselves and the labels that we put on ourselves so that other people don't put it on us or give it to us.
Good. When did you have that switch, that shift from being nervous, being a little anxious, being depressed, and owning who you are and understanding that, you know, this is how I'm going to walk through life from this point on? Was there something that happened? Did you have an epiphany? You know, in Caribbean, we said we had a dream. Somebody dream us, and after I got that dream, I know that I was going to walk this path. What was the thing for you?
So it goes back to the horses. So this is King Solomon. King Solomon is today 3 years old. So he was born in my hands, and it was my job to train him. Now, mind you, I didn't know really how to train a horse, you know, and I would have never really thought about writing a book. And I was like, wow, you know, I'm a mother again, and he doesn't know anything. And so that process of training him, breaking him, today he rides and drives. We were just at the African World Festival. And so then the evolution of this book came about. It's called Life with King Solomon. So the horses gave me inspiration. The horses gave me strength. The horses gave me a voice, because having them and bringing them out to the community, a lot of people don't know who's the owner behind them. What are they? What do they eat? You know, what is their purpose? What job do they serve? They serve multiple jobs. Everybody has multiple jobs. They ride, they drive. They have to be ready for anything and everything. We are always in the city. I almost bought them today. But And so with the service that they give, and the inspiration that they provide, they inspired me. Because again, at 51 years old, I really didn't think I'd be doing this. Absolutely not. This is truly, truly my purpose. I am definitely walking in the steps that God has for me. And I'm just so happy. Like, this is really the happiest time I've been in my life in quite some time. Fabulous. So the horses came about over 5 years ago. And then that shift came, and they're like, even the men are like, yeah, you know, she a tough cookie, or, you know, they gave the name Queen Sabrina, and I said, I have to live by it. I have to exude it. I have to present it. I have to stand in it. And most importantly, I have to own it. And I believe
that's who you are. So I was at the picnic, and I saw, I had a different role I was playing, so I didn't get a chance to really ride on the horses or even come over there to understand how that setup was done. How did our community receive those animals?
Yes, it was a beautiful connection, and I'm so glad you and Mr. Montague and everyone embraced the idea, because sometimes, you know, people are just not aware or not knowledgeable enough to know what's all involved with bringing a horse. So we went over the logistics. The horse comes, and I had her dressed up in the Haitian flag, because she's a Haitian horse. I told you, wherever I go, I'm representing. And so the children were very intrigued, children and adults were very intrigued. Just watching my son, who's 15 now, he's been driving the pony and the cart since he was 8. So that was his opportunity to shine, flourish, and also be an inspiration to young people. Because they're like, oh, wow, he really knows because he's the only one that has that connection with the pony. That is his job. But Big Belle, you know, she's like I said, she's a therapeutic horse, and she's so patient, she's so gentle, she's so kind. But at the same time, she's 2,000 pounds. So people are like, whoa, what is that? Where did she come from? And then, you know, I did do some desensitization work, because there were some people that were a little fearful. But like I tell you, if you come around me and a horse, you're going to have some type of encounter. Whatever fear you have, we're going to break through it together. And so they all embraced it. Some got on her to take a picture, but no one walked away feeling uncomfortable. No one walked away with the fear that they may have came in. They left away confident, determined to take a picture, to find out more, what she do, what her role is. And she, Solomon's mom, she's had 7 foals, meaning 7 babies, and I have one of them. And that's the one that I wrote the book about, which we'll talk about.
So what's the logistics behind getting a horse to an event like that? Are there specific permitting that has to be pulled? Do you transport them in
a trailer? Yeah. See, I'm glad you asked that. That's a wonderful question, because a lot of work actually goes into preparing a horse to go out in the community. Presentation to me is number one and is key. So the day before, we're like scrubbing for like an hour, making sure they're clean. Hooves, which is their feet, is done. Their mane is braided. Equipment, checking equipment. They're fed real well, and then that morning we go and pick them up I have a big truck and trailer, and then we load them in the trailer. And see, my animals, they know that once you can goof around, you can role play, whatever you want at the farm, but once you get in that trailer, everything stopped. Business, straight business. And they're like, oh, she's here, it's time to go to work. They standing there like soldiers. Okay, what you want? What we doing? Where we going?
Yeah.
And I'm like, we going to work, we got a job. And they're like, all right, let's roll. And as far as permitting,
right.
Yeah, you get permission, and usually you get a COI. It's a certificate of insurance,
okay.
that allows the horse to be there and to cover the space where the horse will be.
Okay, so it's
and
like
that's
an
just
event.
for security.
Okay.
Yes.
Event
Yeah.
certificate. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So
Which
now I
allows
understand better.
horses are allowed to, with the permission of the space and the venue, to be there to provide a service. And their job is to usually provide horse rides or pictures
Right.
and different things like that.
Okay. Because everybody seemed like there was one section I looked over there was like 4 or 5 people, some hugging on the horse and brushing him down, and then I saw the ponies with the kids. I was like, okay, they're having a good time. So now, let's talk about what creating legacy through community service looks like for you. You can start with your book, because I will assume that's a part of your legacy creation, is folks to understand who you are through the lens of a writer talking about your passion, which is a horse.
Yes. So creating legacy is, for one, not taking it to the grave. Let's be real. It's sharing it. It's involving other people in it. The girls' horse camp was a part of legacy, because, to be honest with you, there's not many opportunities for that. And if there
isn't in Metro Detroit.
There isn't,
yeah.
exactly. And if you have to travel out, which oftentimes you have to travel far out, which we know with our families that can be a challenge. I mean, people are just trying to survive these days. And the cost of gas, that poses a challenge. So that's why we're happy to be able to bring the service to them in a neutral location where they can meet up. And so, with that being said, providing this education, providing this opportunity, making it readily available, accessible, and cost effective. The camp was only $100. We did get a small sponsorship to help support it. The girls till today, they call me, hey, Miss Sabrina, when can we see you again? I want to go riding. I want to do this.
Right.
And so my goal was to share this passion, share this love. There's no way I could have taken this just to myself and say, oh, this is my horse. I'm going to have a pleasure horse and it's just going to live in the backyard. No. My horse have had over 4,000 people on her back. That's one horse at that. The other one pulls a big wagon, so we do festive events, carnivals, parades, festivals. So my goal is to impact as many lives as I can through horsemanship and through problem solving, through working through, like I said, mental health challenges. Also, as far as leaving a legacy behind, I want to be remembered as someone who believed in herself, had a purpose, lived in it, walked in it, and also shared it.
Is this a family-owned operation?
Yes, it is called Queen Carriage Horse Rides, and so it is a family business. We also have the beauty of having Dr. Francois, my sister, Dr. Martine Francois, who served as the mental health coach, and she was able to provide mental health services to the girls. That was such a crucial and critical point as well. I have to pay homage to her because, she saved my life as well. Okay. This sister has been quite an inspiration in my life. For those of you who don't,
younger?
She's older. She's
okay.
older. Yes, she's older. I am also a suicide survivor. So at 16, did try to take my life via overdose on pills because of the level of depression. And just thinking back, there was guilt associated with being depressed and not living up to my mom's standards. And I was struggling and I was afraid to say, hey, I'm having some mental health struggles. It's like, it wasn't as open or comfortable scene to be able to do that. We have to like put on our big girl drawers and keep it moving. And so she has always been there steadfast by my side, and I just kind of like followed in her footsteps. She went to this high school, I went to that high school. She went to this college, she got this degree in master's in social work, and I was like, that was a good role model to have, as well as all of my sisters. We have a doctor in the family and a nurse, and my mom did that. Yeah, all 6 of her kids are in the medical field.
That's fabulous. And you guys are actually creating legacy for your children now, right?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the book.
So the book, Life with King Solomon, is an inspiring story about a woman who found healing, myself, through purpose and a bond with this horse named King Solomon. Again, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, to Haitian immigrant parents, and I was able to overcome loss, self-doubt, and physical challenge to follow my dream in horse ownership. So with love, patience, and resilience, I turned fear into confidence and built a life-changing connection with this colt named King Solomon. So this book kind of goes through the journey of, here you go. Yeah, so when I go to schools and do presentations, I dress up in, that outfit, and, Solomon comes out. And, that's also huge too, because Solomon's only 3 years old. Most people are not comfortable with bringing a young horse out. Well, he's been going out since he was 1 year old. He's had over 400 people on his back at his young mere age. He was born at 125 pounds. He currently weighs 1,700 pounds. Now, he do be testing the waters, because I think he realized that I have to look up, he looks down, and so he'll pull away, and I can't stop him. Let's be real. Yeah, and I'm like, hey, we're not doing this today. And then, so he is realizing his strength, but he's, the test was, the African World Festival. Brought him out on the African World Festival. Well. Phenomenal, because we had a lot going on. There were ambulance people running in his face. And do you put only when they're driving? They have blinders, which is on the bridle. And he does drive, but that particular day he came out he was riding. I was on horseback, on his back.
What's the age group for this book?
This age group is from 8 to 13.
Oh, cool. All right, and we can get this book where?
The book is available on Amazon. I am Sabrina Cesaire. The book is called Life with King Solomon. We have just connected with the Howard Bookstore in Detroit.
That's right.
Yes. So they'll be inviting us out to share the book, and hope is going to adopt it as a book to showcase in the bookstore. And so, of course, when we're going to be scheduling a date to have the book out, and King Solomon, he has to come out because the book is about him.
Yeah, make sure you share the information with me. I'm also going to put the link for them to purchase the book with this video, and then your other contact information too.
Yes.
So now that you have written a book, you've started a new life with a horse.
Yes.
There is a camp that you run. What else is in store for you? When you put your thinking hat on, your dreaming hat as a queen, right? You've connected the dots on these things, What do you want to do next?
So the next venture, I want the girls to be showcased at the Little Caesar Arena. Yeah. Because, and I think it started with, we recently had the Midwest Invitational Rodeo that's spearheaded under Nicole Scott. It took place in Flint. And believe it or not, I've had fears of going through the arena. I'm not a rodeo person. I just do trail rides and more educational, therapeutic purposes with my horses. And so an intern, a young lady that has been training under me for a year, and she's the student lead on the camp, doing a phenomenal job. I have to give credit to Savannah Duval, because she's done phenomenal work, and she spearheaded this camp this year alongside me. Amazing work. And going back to the rodeo, we rode through on my 2 white horses, Solomon's mom and auntie. We rode through on the arena on those horses, and that was a phenomenal experience. Because people don't realize, it's not just about getting on the horse, but being in certain scenes and environments
with them too, and keeping them calm through the process.
Yes.
See, I'm a horse rider too, but only when I go to the beach. Like I go to Jamaica and
I did that
horseback thing, and they take you through the water. That's the extent of my horse riding deal.
Understood.
So, tell me a little bit about how you raised or continue to raise your children in a home or environment that make them understand that being a Caribbean person is a unique thing that they need to celebrate instead of assimilating totally into American lifestyle?
Yes, so part of that is, of course, teaching, having conversations, and instilling those morals and values. So whether I'm gone, I pray that you still adopt that in your own life. And most importantly, work ethics. You know, as we know, with technology and life being so fast-paced and technologically based, you know, their resort to a lot of gadgets. I mean, my grandson at 2 years old can operate a phone better than me. Not good, but it's good. I was like, yeah, he'll call me on FaceTime. Hey, Grandma.
Right.
I'm like, did you ask your mama for the phone? No, hi, what you doing? I'm like, yeah, so I try to break that monotony by everyone is required to work at the farm. This is a lot of work, taking care of these animals. This is for everybody.
Right.
You know, it's not just for me, it's for the children, it's for the community. Volunteers are encouraged. And so, and there's so much to learn through repairing stuff, unloading hay, taking care of them, training them. You know, these animals require training. We put hundreds of hours into them. And
do you cook Haitian food at home?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, every day, and they're kind of tired of the rice.
It's okay.
I could eat it every day. I wish we had more Haitian restaurants, but
you guys have a couple of folks that do pop-ups. And then Mr. Creole, he's typically the food truck. He's typically downtown, and I think he does different festivals also.
Yep.
And then a lady named Sophia out of Ipsy, I think. She's getting ready to start her restaurant. I don't know where her restaurant is going to be, but I know she's doing pop-ups too.
Wonderful.
So there's opportunities, more opportunities now to get authentic Haitian food. Have you taken your children to Haiti?
They have not been to Haiti yet.
Okay.
They have not been to Haiti.
Okay, well,
Yes.
you gotta do something about that, especially for the youngest one, right?
Yes.
So, but they've been to Brooklyn. So they've been to Haiti and Brooklyn?
Yes, absolutely. They've been to Haiti and Brooklyn. Actually,
Okay.
we've done a cruise, but I don't feel that's a real part of Haiti. So there's a part where the boat stops at Labadie.
Right.
So we did that. So that was like a taste of Haiti.
Right. So with that cruise, did they have Haitian food on that cruise?
The stop you can get food because
when you
it's
get
a
off at the
Caribbean.
port, when
Yeah,
you
it's
get
a
off at the port,
Caribbean
but not- okay.
cruise. So they stop at different islands.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's because I haven't been to Haiti yet, but Maggie keep telling me to wait till the time is right. I'll let you know when the time is right. We'll go together when the time is right. So I'm hoping that the time is right is coming soon, right?
I know, because think about it. When will the time be right?
Well, yeah, to me, I'm like, we're just gonna go.
Exactly. and I'm a firm believer that there's still, of course, beautiful places, Cap, that we can go into.
And I think one of the issues is the actual getting to the airport to go to wherever we should go, right? I think her concern is more that concept of what airport and customs look like in Haiti to get to those other areas. Some are hold to what she says. So tell me some of the stuff that you have been doing with the Haitian community here in Metro Detroit. And the events that they have, or are you plugged into what they're doing? You know, what does it look like for you as a Haitian woman here in Detroit?
Yep. So I try to support everyone, and I understand that they will be at the Concert of Colors. The young ladies will be dancing
We may have missed
tomorrow.
them. Oh, it's tomorrow? I thought it was Saturday. I thought it was today.
Is it today? I think it might be.
Thinking. Yeah, it was a Chapman Girls.
Yeah. It might be tomorrow. That's when I was slated to go.
Because I want to go see them.
Yes. So basically, whatever activities they have that I can fit in, know that I'm going to show up with a horse with permission.
Yeah.
I try to be as supportive as possible.
Okay. So as we close out now, I want you to big up yourself. Tell folks how they can support you. If there is an event that you're going to be at that you'd like to see us come out and support you. Also, you can drop your IG account name, Facebook, if you're on TikTok, your website, those kinds of things. How do we connect with you if we want to use your services?
Okay, wonderful. So I am Queen Sabrina, founder of Queen Carriage Horse Rides, and I am saying Queen with a Q, Queen. We are on Instagram under Queen Carriage Horse Rides. We are also on TikTok under Queen Carriage Horse Rides. So basically, the horses and I, we do parades, festivals, carnivals, birthday parties, and educational camps. We did, just like we said, wrap up a recent camp. And August 1st, we'll be at Ferry Park. That's the name of the street, with the horses providing service to the community. Off the top of my head, there's some other events which I'll inform Sophia about so that we can share it with the community. If you would like to reach me, my contact number is 313-461-2482. You can call me at any time. I'm available to speak, chat,
Text.
and yeah, text is great. Text is great because a lot of times I'm driving or
Right.
Working.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you reaching out to me, for one, coming ready for the interview, representing yourself, your country, your region very well. Thank you for being a great community member, and I look forward to seeing you out and about. Do you have any closing words before we tell these people to subscribe to the channel?
Yes, so please go subscribe to the channel and, show up for yourself. And if there's something that you are thinking about doing, follow it, do it, execute a plan. That's kind of how I operate.
Right.
So follow your dreams and just make it happen. I am Queen Sabrina.
All right, there we go. So listen to her. Make sure you follow your dreams, understanding that your story is your glory, and you can create legacy through the life that you're living. Please subscribe to the channel, share our stories, like our videos, and also leave some positive comments for us, because if you write anything negative, more than likely you're going to be blocked and deleted. So until next time, peace.
Peace.
Every day I wake up with choices in my hand. I shape the way I move. I choose where I will stand. I don't wait for others to guide what I should do. I lead myself with purpose, with discipline and truth. I lead myself well, my actions show my heart. I lead myself well, responsibility is art. I lead myself well.